hope you're hungry, because it's time for a bite to eat. In this episode, I make up a decadent and nutritious slice for my guest, comedian and peanut enthusiast, Anisa Nandaula.
This is the best thing I've seen in my life.
Together, we make a comforting one-pot braise.
It's the best. It's mouth-watering.
Beautiful. And I try a Ugandan delicacy.
Oh, yum.
Really nice. They just taste like
Chippies.
chippies. Poet and comedian Anisa Nandaula is my guest today, and she has a real thing for peanuts. So before she gets here, I'm going to make her my salted peanut slice. The first thing I need to do is make my base. Now, this base contains entirely raw ingredients: coconut oil, almond meal, and maple syrup. This is a perfect recipe for having a refined sugar-free, gluten-free, dairy-free snack to have on the go. To my almond meal, I'm going to add 2.5 tablespoons of coconut oil. In go 2.5 tablespoons of maple syrup. You can use honey if you want to as well, but maple keeps it plant-based. Now, to balance out the sweetness in my base, I'm going to add a good pinch of salt flakes. Often when you go into a health food shop or cafe and buy one of these slices, you're paying like $6 or $7 for one little slice. Altogether, this becomes a very economical way to create something like this at home. Now I'm just going to mix these ingredients together to combine. If you've not heard of Anisa before, you soon will. She's taking the comedy world by storm. But it was slam poetry where she got her break. And slam poetry is its own thing. It's got a real subculture. And I'm looking forward to getting Anisa to explain what it actually is. Now that my base has combined, I'm going to pop this into a lined loaf tin. I've just greased the loaf tin with a little bit more coconut oil. I'm going to press that down into the bottom until it's even. I'm using a flexible spatula here. It's going to help you get into the corners. Born in Uganda and growing up in Queensland, Anisa began to notice differences between the place she was born in and the place she grew up. It's something she explores through her comedy and her slam poetry. Now that my base is spread across the bottom of the loaf tin, I'm going to pop this into the freezer to set. Now, I can let that set while I get onto the next layer of my slice, my date caramel. Now, dates are an ingredient that packs a punch, especially if you use medjool dates. Medjool dates come with their pits. It helps to keep them fresh. So what you need to do is just pull them apart and make sure that you pit them. Now, along with these pitted medjool dates, I'm going to use Anisa's favourite ingredient, peanuts, in the form of some peanut butter. I'm going to blitz these ingredients together in the food processor. In goes 1/3 cup of peanut butter. I'm using crunchy, along with my medjool dates. Whoop! 2.5 tablespoons of coconut oil. Because coconut oil sets at room temperature, it's great for using in these raw slices because it helps to set them. And 1.5 tablespoons more of maple syrup. I'm adding a couple of tablespoons of boiling water in here just to help loosen the mixture. Nice. It's kind of got a glossiness that's going to be perfect for my slice. Out comes the base from the freezer, and then spread the date mixture on top. Look at how beautifully this smooths along. That's perfect. Now I'm going to pop this into the fridge to set while I get onto my next layer. Now onto the next layer, which is actually going to help it set. Some dark chocolate, which I'm going to melt. To help the dark chocolate melt, you want to kind of chop it up into chunks. There we go. Now you can melt this over a double boiler if you want, or do as I do and just use the microwave. I've zapped the chocolate at 30-second intervals in the microwave, and once all of the chocolate has melted, you can add 1.25 teaspoons of coconut oil, but this is going to help with the consistency of the chocolate and help you cut it as well. There you go. I'm using a 70% dark chocolate here. It's up to you what chocolate you use, but I like the bitterness that this gives against the sweetness of the dates. Now that the topping of my slice is done, I'm going to add some more peanuts into this slice. After all, they're the ingredient that Anisa loves most. I've just got some roasted peanuts here and I'm going to roughly chop them. Peanuts are used across parts of Africa as a nutrient-dense ingredient. They're used to make creamy sauces, for crunch on top of dishes, and I'm looking forward to finding out how they're used in Ugandan cooking from Anisa. Now the peanuts are chopped, we can get the slice from the fridge. On goes my melted chocolate and coconut mix. Make sure that each part of the date caramel is covered, and then on go my chopped roasted peanuts. You can be generous here because the peanuts are going to sit into the chocolate. You can kind of encourage them by pressing them down a little. And now that the peanuts are on, I'm going to pop this back in the fridge for an hour to set. You can see how perfectly everything has set when you pull it out of the loaf tin. Now just pull off the baking paper. Oh yeah. Then just slice straight in. You can keep slicing and store in baking paper in the fridge, or you can leave it whole and slice as you need it. My salted peanut slice. I hope that Anisa likes it so much. She writes a slam poem about it. Come in.
Hello.
Anisa!
Thank you for having me.
Welcome to my kitchen.
Oh, looks very nice.
Well, I know that food plays a big part in your life.
Definitely.
How are you in the kitchen? Can you cook?
Depends who you ask. Actually, everyone you ask will tell you I can't cook. Like, I'm pretty bad at it. Yeah, I'm terrible at cooking. I'm atrocious.
Well, that's all right. That just tells me where we are in the bar and we'll just go with that.
Great.
Now, I know you love a chicken dish. That's
Yes.
a bit tagine-y.
I love tagine, yeah.
So I'm going to make a braised chicken dish.
Cool.
Featuring some delicious ingredients, including green olives.
Great. They're quite big.
Yeah, they're massive.
They're massive
Sicilian
olives.
green olives, yes.
Fancy.
So what I need you to do first, Anisa, is actually help me with the chicken.
Great.
So we're going to dust the chicken with a bit of flour, and that's going to help with the browning. It's going to help to thicken the sauce as well. So let's pop the chicken thighs there.
Awesome.
Beautiful. I'm going to put 1/4 cup of flour here and a bit of salt.
If you leave me to my own devices, I'm Duncan.
See that? Okay. My gauge is clear now.
Yeah, that's where I am.
Well, who does the cooking at home?
It's usually my boyfriend.
Okay.
And I encourage him. I'm like, oh my God, you are so good at this, while I'm on the couch watching TV.
Well, I think he's going to ask you to make this dish for him, so you better watch carefully.
Great.
We're just going to mix the flour with a bit of cracked pepper and salt, and then you can just pop all of the chicken onto here. And I'm glad that you're not dunking, because raw chicken is something that you kind of want to be careful with.
Okay.
That was very logical to do that without even getting your hands dirty. But now I want you to get your hands dirty and dust the chicken in the flour.
Awesome.
So tell me about Ugandan food. That's where you were born.
Yeah, Ugandan food is so hearty. It's a lot of curries, soups, a lot of beans.
So are there particular beans that are used in Uganda more than others?
I don't know the word in English, but in Uganda we call them bijanjalo. That's like kidney beans.
Oh, yes. Yeah, like red kidney beans.
Red kidney beans, which is interesting because in Australia, if you see kidney beans, you think someone's doing it tough. But when I see kidney beans, I think of my grandmother, I think of my childhood. It makes me so happy.
What does she cook with the kidney beans?
We have bijanjalo, which is like a very basic bean stew. And then we have it with matoke, which is like a special type of banana that you can only really get in East Africa.
Like a plantain.
Yeah, it's like a plantain, but it's like Play-Doh and mushy. And it's the best. It's mouth-watering.
Oh, beautiful. Now, the butter and the oil has melted in my pan.
Great.
And we're going to brown the chicken. So can you please pop them, skin side down. We want a really nice colour on it because that's going to make it really, really sweet. Oh, that's a good sizzle.
I love that sound. That's my favourite sound.
And we can kind of spread them out, exactly, because if you crowd the pan, then they can sweat. So now we're just going to brown these on both sides until they're coloured. Let's have a look and see if it's Got some nice
Oh, that
browning.
looks really crispy.
That is exactly what we're looking for. And you just want to check it every now and then until it's got that lovely colour on both sides.
That's so smart because usually when I make chicken, I'll just like marinate it or put a seasoning, but I never think the flour.
The flour helps to thicken the sauce and it also helps to sort of give it a coating that will brown. So now we can move on to the next part of our cook.
Fantastic.
I've got a whole bunch of marjoram for you to pick.
Oh, what is marjoram?
Marjoram's in the same family as oregano, so it's kind of between a soft and a hard herb. So it's got quite a soft leaf. We're going to use the stem and the buds in our braising liquid, but I want to use these sort of softer leaves at the bottom as a garnish at the end. So if you can pick that for me.
Yeah, of course.
You can sort of just pick it like that off the edge and then save the stalks. And I need 6 of the stalks and the leaves.
Great.
So just start from the bottom.
Start from the bottom.
Terrific.
Awesome.
Great. So can you remember what the experience was like of moving from Uganda to Australia? You were, what, 8 years old?
Yeah, around there. It was a dream come true.
Where did you go?
I moved to Rockhampton
In Queensland?
in Queensland. Yeah.
Why did your parents choose there?
Well, my stepdad was working there at the time, so that's just where we landed. But it was such a culture shock because when I was coming here, all I knew about Australia is what I saw on TV, so I genuinely thought everyone in Australia was going to be like Sex in the City. And then I got to Rockhampton, I was like, this is Sex in the Caravan, this is a different... Everyone looks so different.
How did they look different?
Like, no shoes in the shopping centre, like, they just very relaxed, like, there were cows everywhere. I was like, this is not Sex in the City. That's what I expected. I don't know why, because that was, like, the popular show at the time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I think I thought of, like, white people as, like, a homogenous mass that were all the same.
They're all Sarah Jessica Parker.
Every single one of them. And I got to Rockhampton, I'm like, not Sarah Jessica Parker.
This chicken is lovely and brown on both sides. Oh, yeah. That's excellent.
Oh my God, that looks incredible.
Delicious.
That looks so nice.
The colour here is going to maintain all the way through. You're going to love it.
Wow.
Now, let's get the
These
rest
other
of the
pieces
chicken.
going.
Yes, please. Okay, great.
That's awesome. So this is butter.
Yeah, butter and oil.
Can it be any oil or does it have to be olive?
Yeah, it can be a neutral oil. Any neutral flavoured oil can go in
Great.
there. So you foam the butter in the oil and then as soon as it's melted, and I do that for everything from browning meat to pancakes.
Oh, that's very clever. That's really good.
Well, thank you. Now we're going to wait for that to brown as well. And in the meantime, let's make up our sofrito, our sweated vegetable mix.
Oh, great.
How are you at bruising garlic?
Well, I don't know what that means, so I'm not sure. Is that like, I don't know.
Well, okay, there are a few ways
I
to
usually do
bruise.
that one. Is that
Exactly.
right?
Perfect. Please do that.
And then you chop it up?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, great.
And in the meantime, I'm going to dice this onion as well.
Great.
So what about the food when you came to Australia?
I loved the food so much because at least when I was growing up in Uganda, there was not really any junk food. Like the food was incredibly healthy, very nutritious. So when I discovered McDonald's and Red Rooster, I was like, we are never leaving. I think we gained so much weight within like the first couple of months of us being here.
Were there any snack foods that you loved? Because you were 8 years old. Like, that's formative school time.
Do you know potato smileys?
Are they the ones you bake?
Yes, they're hash browns with a smiley face. I was like, this country is brilliant. This country has human rights. You have potatoes that smile? That's crazy. I love them. And Billabong ice creams, vanilla shaped in a heart with the chocolate outside. And we would go to the pool like every weekend and get those. I couldn't swim, but I was always at the pool eating ice cream. I still can't swim. I mean, my mom tried to teach me how to swim, and I didn't take it seriously. And then we came to Australia, I was like, oh, I should have. Like, I surf, but I can't swim. So maybe I should have swapped the order of those.
Why did you start surfing, but you can't swim if you fall off the board?
I know, because my boyfriend's from the Gold Coast, so he spent a lot of time at the beach. Yeah, I just took lessons, and I was like, this is so fun. But if you cannot swim, you must stay on that surfboard.
That's a good motivator.
Yeah, you cannot. Oh.
Okay, this chicken is ready to come out nice and browned on both sides.
Oh, wow.
Let's get the onion and garlic into the pan now and see all this flavour. We're going to actually use the onion and garlic to soak that flavour up. That's why I like to brown the meat before I sweat the onions, because this is like a sponge now. So
And I put the garlic in?
Yes, please. So your family moved from Uganda to Australia.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that.
So my stepfather was a real estate agent, and that's just where he got placed. So I remember when we landed into Brisbane, we went from the Brisbane airport to Rockhampton. I could just see the scenery in my window getting progressively worse. I was like, where are we going? But it was just a dream. Because all I wanted to do is come to Australia. I was so happy.
Do you still feel that way?
Like it's a dream?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like a dream because I'm here, but this is my home. This is who I am. I'm culturally Australian. Like when I go back to Uganda, I'm so happy. And then after like a week of no internet, I'm like, oh, take me home. And when I hear that first Aussie accent at the airport, I'm like, yes.
Can you give the onion and garlic a stir for me?
I certainly can.
Thank you. It sounds like you've still got one foot in each camp then.
Yeah, 100%, which feels so weird being African Australian. Like it's so strange looking like Whoopi Goldberg and identifying as Steve Irwin. And when you take it overseas, people are like, what? Like, I remember I went to America and I was telling people I was African Australian, and they were like, no, you're not. I don't think so.
Well, because your accent, you've got the American R.
Yeah, I know. Because I learned to speak English in Uganda from watching American TV. And I don't know, I thought I sounded Aussie, but I guess it just depends. The crazy thing is, like, I'm Ugandan, but I don't know how to do the Ugandan accent. Like, when I'm trying to sound African, I talk like this. And when I go back, they're like, that doesn't sound like anyone.
Are there any, like, funny swears, any funny colloquialisms that you wish could be translated in a friendly time slot way?
Not really. The only, like, Ugandan insult that doesn't really translate is, like, when someone makes you mad, you go, and that is just all you need to know that someone's mad at you. But there's no Australian equivalent of, maybe it's like, the Australian equivalent is like, oh, rightio.
Now, these onions have been sweating away beautifully, and I wanted to deglaze the pan.
Great.
I'm using some white wine, but you can use stock, or you could even use vinegar if you wanted to.
Great.
Can you give that a good stir?
Definitely.
And then just kind of let it reduce. Beautiful. Now, Anisa, can you zest and juice this lemon for me?
I certainly can.
Thank you. So you were runner-up in the National Poetry Slam competition. How old were you?
I must have been like 18 or 17 or something.
Young.
Yeah.
So young.
A little baby.
How did you find Poetry Slam?
It was a dream come true because I always knew that I was meant to perform. And then when I did that, I was like, maybe this is it. Now I know it wasn't it, but it was a right step in that direction.
How did you discover Poetry Slam?
I discovered it on YouTube. So for people who don't know what slam poetry is, it's basically performing a poem within 2 to 3 minutes and trying to bring that poem to life using sounds and your body and creating a world that people can step into. So I discovered it from watching YouTube videos, and I was like, this is the best thing I've seen in my life.
So how did you make the shift from slam poetry to comedy?
Yeah, so I was a professional poet, and then COVID happened, and I lost all my work. I had nothing to do, so a friend of mine was like, you should try stand-up comedy. And I was like, I've got nothing to lose at this point. Everybody's locked down, so I can go sneak away, do comedy. So I did it, and I immediately realized this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
What is it about comedy that you love so much?
I think in life you're meant to live in your gift and live in what comes the easiest to you. And to me, that's making people laugh. I'm so good at it. As a child of a single mother, I can make anyone laugh. I can make any tense situation light. So I was like, this is what I was born to do. And anyone who had a single mom can relate to that. We're just funny because we have to be.
Anisa, can you cut that lemon in half for me and give it a little juice?
Yes, I can.
And I'm going to pop this lemon zest into the pan. Your mum must be very proud of you.
Maybe.
What did you need?
I had a law degree and I was meant to be a barrister. And I'm like, what about jokes?
Can you remember the first conversation where you said, I'm throwing this in to make jokes?
Oh, yeah, vividly. I was like, I'm going to be a comedian. And she's like, whatever you want. Because at that time, I was in law school and I said, I'm going to be a slam poet. And she's like, what is wrong with you? And so when I moved to stand-up comedy, she's like, I've lost control of this woman.
I'm just going to say yes and see what happens. Yeah, maybe she thought you'd go back into the courtroom.
She knew, am I doing this?
You're doing this as well as, you know, a lot of people would use a gadget, but you just like, you know what? This is great grip strength. You're doing really well.
I'm showing off right now.
You are. Fit.
I'm very fit. I do those videos where you follow along, but it's really annoying because the woman that I follow along with, she's pregnant. And I need a break, and she's pregnant, doing all these things. I'm like, this is making me feel bad about myself.
Now, I've got to chop up some chat potatoes now, just halved, but I feel like with your chopping skills, you can do this for me.
Yes, I can.
Okay, nice. Now, you can see the way that the alcohol's cooked out and we're back to that kind of syrupy consistency. Smells so good. Now, I'm going to add your lemon juice. I'll just use my fingers to catch any pips. Along with my marjoram stems that you picked beautifully, and half of the chicken stock, so a cup of chicken stock that I need. There we go. Potatoes are done. Can you pop them in as well, please?
I certainly can.
Thank you. And then we're going to put the chicken on top.
Oh, okay, great.
Nice. And then can you scatter the green olives around as well? Nice. And that's extra flavour. And now the chicken.
Great.
How do you feel about olives?
I never used to like them, but I think they're really good.
Well, thinking about tagines, olives appear a lot in tagine.
Yeah, do they?
Yeah. I guess it depends on where the tagine's from.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to arrange the chicken around as well.
Definitely. Just on top?
Yeah, we're getting to the home stretch now.
Oh.
This is what I like about tagine-style dishes and braises, is that once you've done this, the oven does the heavy lifting.
Great.
So what we're going to do is we're going to pop a cartouche on top, which is just a fancy way of saying baking paper that I've cut in the round. And that's going to kind of help keep the chicken skin on the chicken because we're going to put the lid on. But if you don't put that on, then the lid will take all the best bits of the chicken.
All the skin, yeah.
So on goes the lid, and then I'm going to pop this into the oven at 180 degrees fan for 20 minutes. Beautiful.
Oh, that looks amazing.
It's going to look even more amazing. I'm adding another cup of chicken stock. It's going to cook down and be so tasty.
And I love that it's still like clearly very crispy.
Yes, we've kept the crispiness on top. Now I'm going to pop this back in the oven with the cartouche and the lid off so that the liquid can evaporate even more. Nice. 15 minutes and this chicken's ready.
Great.
Let's get the oven door, please. And... oh, yeah.
Looks amazing.
This is going to be so good. This looks so delicious.
Yes, it does.
Should we taste?
We shall.
We shall.
Thank you so much. Oh, look at how juicy that looks.
That's beautiful.
Wow. That looks lovely.
Look how tender.
That's very lovely.
I was so keen to taste it, I forgot to garnish.
Oh, really?
So those marjoram leaves that you picked, I'm going to pop them on top. Just a little sprinkle. If you can't find marjoram, oregano. Even dried oregano would work here. A little drizzle more of the oil. Just because that makes it look really lush.
And it's so hearty. Like, this is not a Ugandan meal, but this is what Ugandan food is like. It makes you feel like you're at your grandma's house, like you're surrounded by family. That's the feeling.
It means so much to me.
I'm glad. And yeah, I've never been the biggest fan of olives, so let's see. That's lovely. Like, it's not dominating. It balances everything out. It's really good. The saltiness of the olive and the potato, like, it's all, yeah, very nice flavors.
It's all very balanced.
Very balanced.
My braised chicken with lemon and green olives.
Delicious.
Anisa, I know that you are nuts about peanuts.
Yes, I am.
Many African cuisines have peanut dishes, including Uganda.
They look amazing.
This is my salted peanut slice.
Yum. That's really nice. Those salt flakes are to die for. They're so nice. Is this healthy?
I mean, it's nutrient dense.
I'm gonna say that it is. This is healthy.
I'm so glad you like it.
Yeah, I love it. Now, I have something for you. So in Uganda, grasshoppers are a delicacy. So the closest thing we could get is crickets. Are you happy to try one with me?
I would love to try one with you.
Thank you. Let's give it a crack.
Oh, yum.
So this
So
is like a
crunchy.
chili and lime.
Yeah, really nice. They just taste like
Chippies.
chippies.
They're really good.
Does this give you the same satisfaction as a grasshopper?
Grasshoppers are they're bigger, they're thicker, a lot more crunchy, but definitely the closest thing that we can get.
And they're great.
So yummy.
Grasshoppers.
Grasshoppers, so don't get a fumigator. Just do it yourself, have a snack. I'm nutty about this nut bar. This is amazing.